Hello and welcome to Pitch Brand Talk, your front row seat to how brands think, move, and win. I'm Ananya Patil from Exchange for Media, bringing you insights from the brightest minds in the business. Today, I'm joined by Mr. Alok Arya, Chief Marketing Officer at Equentis Wealth Advisory Services. We will be talking about their bold new campaign, the changing face of financial marketing, and how Equentis is challenging traditional investment narratives. Welcome, Mr. Alok.
Thank you, Ananya. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's dive right in. The campaign line, "Don't invest in the stock market," instantly grabs attention. It's a bold choice, especially coming from an equity advisory brand. What was the thinking behind using such a hook?
Yes, I think you've picked up the right point. It's a very sharp line, and it was designed to be so. It was designed to jolt. Because the real danger today isn't that people aren't investing. There are roughly about 19 crore demat accounts in India now. So, it's the real danger is that people are investing without guidance, right? And hence, we want to really give our audience or potential audience a jolt by saying that, listen, don't invest in the stock market,
Yeah,
driven by half-baked tips or, random social media noise and in this overall FOMO. So when we say don't invest in the stock market, what we are really saying is that don't invest without an advisor, right? The
right.
boldness of that line reflects the boldness of the problem. We are not here to, I would say, increase participation as such, because all thanks to the overall ecosystem and the brokers, participation might not be a bigger problem. We are here to advocate responsible, informed participation, right?
Yeah,
That's only possible when you have essentially someone who can guide you, who can help you, and who's in a way entitled to do so. So we are SEBI registered and hence pedigreed, to help you
right.
on this wealth creation journey. So we want you to challenge the blind, I would say, optimism that often masks, the poor decisions that people take while participating in the markets, and instead plant a more powerful seed. Confidence born from clarity is what we want to, seed in.
Yeah. So, as you said, the campaign clearly isn't about anti investing, it's about anti uninformed investing. So,
Yes.
why do you think this was the right time to put out this message?
So I think I would say timing is no coincidence, as BSC is celebrating 150 years of its existence. It's an incredible legacy, right? We asked ourselves a harder question: why only still, roughly about 6% of Indians actively, in a way, participate in the markets, equity markets. So
Yeah,
this isn't just like I said, a participation problem. It's a confidence problem, right? So it's not about timing it now or timing it later. We just thought that, because it's a momentous occasion, and the Bombay Stock Exchange, the legacy of it is so strong that now that it has completed 150 years, it definitely gives us a good opportunity to have that strong voice. The truth is
yeah,
that India has lakhs of new demat, crores of demat accounts being opened every,
right,
I would say, year now, but also lakhs of them lying dormant.
yeah,
Abandoned after one bad decision. People would have traded, burned their fingers, lost money, and then they never return back to the market. So people
right,
are trying, but they're also burning out. Why? Because we made investing look deceptively easy, right?
right,
It's not as simple as you buy a name and then you keep it in your demat for certain years and wait for the returns, right? We felt that this was the moment to actually reset the narrative. Like I said, a momentous occasion of 150 years completion of BSC. So to shift the focus from how to start investing, we want to shift it to how to invest smartly and sustainably.
right. So your campaign has a really strong hashtag, hashtag advisor zaruri hai, which carries, I think, the real heart of the campaign. But educating is your campaign about educating investors and pushing for responsible investing, or like how do you see this message driving long-term behavior change among like the Indian investors, especially in the age of influencers or like DIY trading?
See, I think our insight was pretty strong, and this comes from both qualitative and quantitative insights that we draw from the audience.
Yeah,
The number one reason why people don't sort of actually go about making a lot of money in the stock market, or what we say wealth creation, the number
yeah,
one reason is that they don't know what to do, right?
right,
Number two reason is that they don't have the time to do what they want to do, right?
Yeah.
And number three reason is that they're afraid to lose the money.
Right.
So when we say afraid to lose money, don't have the time, and don't have the know-how, what does it
Yeah.
lead to? It actually leads to saying that you need someone who has that knowledge or domain expertise, who can help, guide, handhold you, because it's your hard-earned money at the end of the day.
Right.
So the insight was very strong and simple, but it was demanding, right? We
Yeah.
have to make people feel the cost of investing without an advice.
Right.
I say advice, it cannot be just yet another advice from a Telegram channel or a WhatsApp group or a friend. Right? It has to be
Yeah.
someone, who actually, is legit advisor. When I say legit advisor, SEBI registered, should have a pedigree,
Yeah.
should have a scientific mechanism in which they shortlist the stocks, and a scientific mechanism to recommend scientific recommendations, to rebalance, and so on and so forth. So we didn't want charts or jargon. We wanted to tap into real life, everyday regrets. The silent guilt of missing a good opportunity.
Yeah.
The reservation that we have when we don't ask for help, or
Yeah.
the embarrassment that we go through when we actually lose money and we are not able to tell anyone, right? So,
Right.
so the emotion through our campaign, comes from the truths no one likes to admit publicly.
Yeah.
Everyone feels privately, right?
Yeah.
One of us, when we were actually sort of going about writing this whole narrative, we also sort of said that that someone who very close in the team, I don't want to take the name, that how actually they got a hot tip from one of their relatives, and actually there was a loss of the capital, entire capital.
Right.
They would have bought something at some price which actually crashed. So
Yeah.
that story didn't just tell us that we are on the right track, but also gave us a lot of confidence that this is universal.
Right.
This is not age agnostic or gender agnostic or geography agnostic.
Yeah.
Across, in the, I would say, in the FOMO of earning quick bucks, we often tend to get, I would say, infatuated by these hot tips across
Yeah.
Instagram, Telegram, but then of course later realize that they cost us a lot of money, and of course trust also, and then people don't even come back to the stock market.
Right. So getting back to the campaign, how are you promoting the campaign across like platforms? What was the media strategy in terms of balancing reach versus depth? And who exactly were you aiming to speak to, like first time investors or seasoned traders, or like both?
So let me first tell you what does the campaign actually scale across. So it
Yeah.
scales across both emotion and education,
Okay.
right? This is led by a digital film to build emotional
Yeah.
resonance, followed by high impact short format across social media. High impact emailer campaigns. We did a full-fledged webinar for roughly about 1,200 customers across the country who had registered with us. On platforms like YouTube and Instagram, we focus on relatable content, bit-sized, being put out there, so that from the insights of like real investors do make mistakes, myths
Yeah.
around investing and advisor credibility. At the same time, we are leveraging LinkedIn and industry media to engage a deeper, more informed audience, right? Especially
Yeah.
educated professionals and the advisory ecosystem itself. So like I
Yeah.
said, it's this campaign is not just about reach, it's about meaningful attention. And being a digital first organization and business, we're primarily focusing on ensuring that all the major digital platforms, including Meta, Google, we do have content dissemination strategy, as well as building thought leadership on LinkedIn, and ensuring that we leverage our first party data. So we have a database of roughly about 1 million plus registered people who in various stages in the last 8-10 years have registered with us. So
Yeah.
we educated them. We did hold a webinar yesterday on the occasion of 150th anniversary of BSE for all of them, and
Yeah.
we saw very very good participation, and it was well appreciated that someone in the industry is taking that bold stance that, listen, whether do you want to come with Equentis or not, that is a separate question. But our humble submission was that do not invest in the stock market until you have an advisor with you.
Right. So, how do you think like these campaigns help shift perception or build like brand credibility?
No, I think in the space that we operate, if you see what is the most important thing, right? Because we are not selling any product or service. It's not
Yeah,
that you're paying us something and immediately you're getting, say, for
yeah,
instance, you're buying fashion or
yeah,
electronics.
yeah,
So our business, if you see, is essentially a business of creating trusted relationships, right? So trust is everything. So and trust me, it is not just built by saying कि हमारे पर विश्वास कीजिए.
yeah,
It's built when you say what no one else is willing to. It's
yeah,
by consistently nurturing the relationship. So we have seen dozens of brands talk about 20% returns, 30% returns, early retirement, easy investing, but who's talking about the hard lessons? No one.
yeah,
Talking about protecting your capital or not just growing it. Who's
yeah,
talking about your interest first? Who's telling you that, listen, it's there is only one way to create wealth in the stock market, which is long term. There's no one.
yeah,
So I think these campaigns actually not only just shift the perception,
yeah,
but in a way, put you out there, in a
yeah,
different field. When people definitely can spot that, okay, this, say for instance, the broker community, be it the largest broker of the world, they
yeah,
always keep pushing you to buy more, sell more, and churn more. So that is a transaction. They will earn more from your transaction. As advisors like us, our
yeah,
is in your wealth creation. Our interest is in your long term capital growth. And hence, we would always advise you that, listen, buying or selling is not the agenda. The agenda is to, stay put invested. And
yeah.
hence,
Right.
it builds brand credibility to a different level. So if you see, we are a 4.6 star rated business on Google with over thousands of reviews from, various parts of the country and some parts of the globe also.
Yeah,
You can imagine that, after having built this reputation that, with over roughly about 56,000 customers across the country and some part of the globe, 4.6 star rated business, I think there is a lot that it says.
yeah, it
people
sure does.
appreciate people
Yeah,
appreciate the service standards that we have. People appreciate the time, the energy, the effort that our team puts, and hence it's a very strong bond or relationship that has been, I would say, developed between
yeah,
us and all our customers. So I think
right,
definitely these campaigns just cement that relationship much more stronger for a
yeah,
longer time.
right. So, has your overall marketing strategy changed this year? And are you spending more on brand campaigns or still focusing heavily on performance marketing?
I think definitely we are shifting gears from only doing performance marketing to, like you earlier mentioned in the question, to shifting perception, right?
Yeah,
Because in this industry, like I said, long term credibility will beat short term clicks hands down.
exactly. Yeah,
Will beat hands down. So that said, performance still plays a bigger role, in our growth because we are a sales driven organization,
yeah,
especially nurturing the, I would say, investor interest through the funnel. But brand building and building that credibility over a long term also is, I would say, no more optional now. It's,
yeah,
you can't ignore it. You cannot say that I'll do this versus that. It has to go hand in hand. So I
yeah,
think you can buy attention, but you can't buy trust, right? And that's what campaigns like Advisor Zaruri Hai are engineered to build, right? They are not
yeah,
just built to drive conversions, but built to drive conviction.
right. So, what's next after the hashtag advisor Zaruri hai? Is this the start of a larger movement or platform to push advisory led investing in India?
So, absolutely good question, Ananya. This is not, I would say, just one of the campaigns. This is, in a way, I would say, one of the few campaigns that we actually stood tall and took that stance in the market. But it's the foundation of a large movement, right? We see
Yeah,
this as a movement in the country. Like, we're building an ongoing platform that champions advisory led investments in India. This includes investor education content, advisor spotlight. We have a podcast by the name of House of Equentis, and we are building this deeper ecosystem with collaboration with the regulatory bodies like SEBI and institutions like BSE and SE. So because the truth is that India actually doesn't honestly need more investors. it needs better advised investors. So I think our consistent efforts are towards building this overall, I would say, ecosystem in which investors can really thrive. They are empowered, they are educated about what is right, what is wrong, and of course, it cannot be without the help of experts. Let me give you an example, right? I mean, today there are instances like we all keep hearing that people have started self-medicating themselves while watching YouTube, right? Now, content is available, but not everything available on the internet is credible. And similarly, in the case of money, if you are going ahead and buying something or selling something based on a YouTube video, then I don't think it's the best of the decision to take, right? So it's very, very important for someone to drive this change in the country or drive this change in narrative that listen, stock market, of course, it's for everybody, but you can do whatever you want to. I mean, definitely you can buy and sell anything, but then of course you're risking your hard-earned capital, right? So advisor Zaruri Hai, Ananya, isn't just yet another campaign or one campaign. It's a call to action for every Indian, who wants to invest, right? Not just with the money, but also with confidence, right? So, like I said, it's the beginning of a movement. We are very, very sure that we will definitely be leading this from the front. We want to create this category of investment advisors in India, and thereby, by consistent efforts, we will want to be owning this category as well.
That was very insightful, Mr. Alok. Thank you for your time and insights. It was great to hear the story behind #Advisor Zaruri Hai campaign. Thank you so much.
Thank you.